Hey guys, Liliana here. Today our message is about getting off the karmic wheel. So I went ahead and shuffled and pre-pulled all of the cards, and we got, a lot to talk about here in the next few minutes. So overall energy, just remember that you are the light you've always been looking for, right? You are the light you have always been looking for. Every single thing that that you have been looking for, that is within you. You can create that from within. And once you've created that from within with your mind, your thoughts, your emotions, your feelings, then you can bring that into this 3D reality here on planet Earth, right? And a lot of this has been, because we've been still, in our child energy, and more in that unhealed inner child energy. So we've been really kind of stubborn, in the past, and just been repeating our karmic cycles. It's like, same cycle, different person, different situation, different, place, time, theory, but it's the same thing kind of going over and over again. So, we've got to release that and, we've got to release that and work towards the fact of, being open to learning new possibilities, right? Because that's when you will bring in that splendor, you'll bring in that joy, you'll bring in that abundance, and you'll, block those cycles right there, right? So, guys, it is just a mind over matter, no matter what, whether you think you can or you can't, you're right. I believe Henry Ford, that is a quote from him. Make sure that you are being humble, right? So, with this overall energy of, being that inner child and kind of fixed in your, attitude and behaviors and thought processes, maybe we need to work on being a little bit more humble and overcoming our adversities, right? Overcoming those things that are our trials and tribulations, right? Overcoming those things that are difficult and those cycles that we have repeated over again. And we're really, at the point of breaking to where we, know that it's time to make it or break it, right? It's like if the buck stops here, right? Make sure that you are calling in your soul tribe, your community, and in doing this, it will repair a lot of the things that have gone wrong in the past as far as those karmic cycles and everything. It'll help to even repair and upgrade, as far as ascension wise, upgrade your DNA. It'll help upgrade, your template, your mind, thought, and control, and these things, that we've been stuck on. It's just been a trap for us, right? You put your head in the sand and you just kind of ignore it. And there's, all this going on around you, but you don't pay attention and you just get kind of stuck and trapped, But, Creator wants to remind you that you are co creating with, Creator, right? Creation. So we each and every one have the ability to, help co create our environment, our world, and, our future, right? And we can actually, the time is malleable, so we can even, look back in the past and recognize those cycles of karmic, loops and patterns, recognize them as, the experience that you needed in order to get where you're at today, and know and understand that you're not repeating these cycles anymore, right? That you're ready to grow and you're ready to, break those chains and let go and move on. So, and by doing so, you are showing spirit, the universe, the divine creation. You're showing it that you are a fortress, that you're standing on solid ground now, right? That you're no longer in the sand and the muck and you're no longer trapped, but you've got the backbone now and you've been prepared for this. So, you can expect a lot more conversation, getting maybe a message here soon from someone that is a like-minded person or meeting them out in public or something like that. But, you know, this is all just the makings right now of your past, and you know the what you are putting out vibrationally, you know, and with your thought processes and everything, you know, you are creating for the future. So, you know, and make sure it's like, instead of, you know, making that trail and map on planet Earth, you know, your energy is high enough, vibrating high enough to go all the way into, you know, the constellations, and, you know, into the divine soul ethers, you know, into the sublime aspect of, you know, being a human, you know, in more love, abundance, joy, peace, you know, and trust that you have that divine support, and that, you know, these things that you have gone through, again, you know, you have that cultivation, you know, you have been, you know, the soil has been prepared, your roots are getting stronger. We have the crown chakra here and the sacral chakra here, you know, so you are integrating, you know, the higher truths now into, you know, those lower vibration, or not lower vibrationals, but those lower chakras of the sacral chakra and the root chakra, right? So, and yes, the divine support has been coming in for you, and you have finally surrendered, or learned to surrender, or you will be surrendering, geez Louise, excuse me, surrendering very soon, you know, to these forces that are coming with you, and, you know, or to you right now, right? In connection with those things that you are connecting with, you know, just surrender to that, because you've been thinking about these things, you've been working on manifesting these dreams and these, oh gosh, I get stuck. Oh, my mind goes blank. But, you know, just everything that you have been working so hard to put forward, you know, you have those dreams. You've had those dreams your entire life, you know, and now it's time to put them into, you know, fruition, right? Except that, you know, you can't control things, that you have to, you know, work with divine flow rather than, you know, try to swim upstream, right? Because, you know, spirit is always showing up for you. Remember, we all have our free will, and we just have to make sure that we are asking, right, for that help that we need from our angels and from our guides. So guys, I hope this message finds you well. Excuse my blip. But so much love, peace out, and I'll see you on the flip side.